So, I'm sorry. Let's look at your exit ticket trackers. What are your next steps concerning your exit ticket tracker data? Like, based off the data that you saw from last week, kind of talk to me on, based off that data, what are your next steps?
So I actually think their data was higher this past week, like last week, than it has been, and I think that that's like a testament to them getting like a lot more comfortable with like using the different strategies. They're getting more comfortable with like the distributed property and decomposing and composing numbers.
Okay.
So I think like the next big push is still the multi-step word problems.
Okay.
Yeah,
So solving two-step word problems. That was like an issue with them. Okay. Mr. Career, can you speak about your exit ticket data?
I still have to upload it to the drive.
That's fine. You got time.
However, we did work on a week of multiplication facts. There was 7, 8, and 9s.
Okay.
Like Ms. Smith said, I think they're getting grasp of just knowing what strategies to use to multiply.
Okay.
So I did have high data this week compared to last week, because last week was more about solving word problems and two-step word problems.
Okay.
And also it was, if I'm mistaken, last week.
So then this is my next question. When we met the last time, I gave you guys that thing about the See, Think, Wonder. Did anybody try, because I know Miss Arnold did. I actually went to go see her do it. Did anybody do See, Think, Wonder?
I did it with Texas.
Okay.
I haven't tried it with Maryland yet.
Okay. Don't rush that process. So like when you do the see and you do the think and you do the wonder, like really take your time in that part. And then when you get done writing down what they see, what they think, and they wonder, kind of culminate their thinking, which allows them to see their thinking visually and extract that out and say, okay, now that we've done all this, now go into the word problem.
How much time do you suggest spend on that?
It shouldn't take long. I think that it should be very intimate. I think it should be in a circle, somewhere close with some chart paper so they can actually hear what people are thinking, what they wonder, and then just say, okay, scholars, so now that this is what we see, this is what we're thinking, and this is what we're wondering. So now let's take all this information and see what we can do to solve this problem.
Yeah.
And then just see what they do up just off the bat without even saying it's a two-step word problem. So I think the minute they hear two-step, they're like, oh my God. It's just, it intimidates them a bit, okay? So shouldn't take that long, but definitely continue using that strategies. And if I find another strategy, I'll let you guys know. All right, so now let's go into our glows about our data. First off, do you have your data separated into 4, 3, 2, 1? Okay, so go ahead and spread out your 4s, your 3s, your 2s, and your 1s. You could just choose one class for right now. If you've already combined them, it's good. You got your separated career? Okay. Okay, so tell me which one are your 4s.
This is my 4, the exemplar.
That's your 4. Okay, and then where's your 3?
3 would be like a P87.
Just do 4, 3, 2, 1 in that order.
2.
And that's your 1. Okay. All right. So let's just talk about some glows. What were some glows based off your data?
One thing I was amazed about was number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3. Okay.
When they have to not solve the equation but label.
Okay.
And identify the 2 sets of multiplication facts.
Okay.
And I knew they was going to identify 8 times 7, but the 2 times group of 4 times 7, which is associative property.
Right.
I just thought that was just going to totally.
So were they able to see the doubles?
Yeah, like for instance,
wow.
Some of them. Sandy, he saw 2 4 times 7s in the arrays.
Nice.
He said 2 groups of 4 times 7.
Right. Nice. That's not actually wrote 2 groups of 4 times 7.
2 groups of 4 times 7.
Okay.
So they are able to identify it.
Okay. Okay.
I just think the way the question was worded, a lot of kids didn't understand, so they attempted to solve the equations instead of just labeling the array.
Okay. So did you get a lot, because it says explain? Did you get a lot of children explaining?
The 2 groups of the equation.
With words, no, but with equations,
with the labeling, okay. All right. So then that's probably gonna be just like a next push, just to get them to really explain a little bit more. But that's actually really good that they're able to see the doubles
Yeah, I mean,
I think that comes from.
You and I thought they were just going to totally bomb.
Yeah, we
question,
did. And even like Madison Edwards, like she didn't get it right, but she was able to cut it so she could see the two groups, but she couldn't necessarily explain.
So she couldn't see two of them.
Yeah, but she cut it. So
right. And I think that goes back to, you guys remember that ANET training with Greta about the whole doubling? I think you guys have some background knowledge about it, so you're implementing it with the kids. Okay, give me some other glows that went well on the assessment.
I think they've, like, there were a lot of, like, 9s facts, like, that, or a lot of 9 strategies that Eureka taught them, like the 10 more and 1 less, and then, like, using the distributed property. And I think I was, like, a little, because, like, Eureka is, like, so big on, like, the specific formatting of, like, which numbers get plugged in, and I was, like, worried that they would get all jumbled up, but for the most part they were able to like see it and match it and follow it.
So are you talking about number 5,
6, and
yeah,
10.
number 5 was kind of heavy,
but they like did pretty well.
This was an actual question from the problem set.
Yeah, these were like what they were given.
The internet was down, so we couldn't actually pull a topic B.
Okay.
So what I did, I pulled problem set, rigorous questions, and exit ticket questions.
Got it, and just made the assessment based off. Okay.
One thing I was amazed about was the division problems. Number 1, number 4, number 9.
You said amazed?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, because you know, in the beginning of the year, we knew division was kind of like rocky.
Yeah, it was.
But it seems like they're having a grasp of it.
Okay.
And the way they're solving it is using multiplication, which is an unknown factor.
Okay. Did anybody do an array? Because I did an array. I actually just started counting, and I just counted until I got to 7.
She did.
Okay.
7 rows of 3.
Okay.
Zakiria Moore did 3 rows of 7.
That's what I did, and I actually just did continuous counting to 7. Then I did 8, 9, 10. I kept going until I got to 21.
And of course, I had equal groups and tape diagrams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's good that the kids still aren't, because you know some kids see this and they automatically think it's just 7 times 3. So did you see any of the kids doing that a lot with their equations?
Some of my like really struggling students, like Jamiria Gamble, she wrote 21 times 7 equals 3. Madison wrote 21 times 7 equals 3.
So they just see the 2 numbers. Yeah. That's a common mistake.
I think Sullivan did that.
They see 2 numbers. They say, "Oh, we're multiplying this year."
21 plus 7.
That's what Sullivan did.
We're just gonna keep on multiplying. Okay.
So I did see some of that.
Okay, but did you see any children doing just like 7 times 3, like confusing the size and the groups and the?
Major did it.
Major did it. That's I figured. Let me see what he did. Yeah, I figured some kids may just.
But Elijah drew it and then wrote it as 3 times 7. He saw the 3 groups of 7, so he just wrote it like that.
Right.
But he knew the total was 21.
And he actually put S and G, so he knew the total was 21. And then the size is
3.
3.
For the 3 weeks.
And then the groups is 7, right? Because we did groups of 7, so that's 3.
That's what I kept it because this is a division problem, but she used multiplication to solve it.
Okay.
And I remember us discussing like, well, we're gonna like mark them wrong,
right?
Okay.
Because they showed multiplication sense for a division problem.
So the only reason why I would say with this particular question is because it specifically says write an equation and solve. So they're solving for the size. And if they just put 7 times 3 equals 21, do they really know what the size is?
See, because I would argue that my kids, I had a bunch of kids do this. Like they put 21 as their, like Emily Jones made 7 groups of 21. She still wrote this, but she split it.
Wait,
and I had quite like a few people like Lori.
So she put 21
in
each group, but then she still put 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Yeah, that's you got to really flush that out.
I did that too.
Well, Kathy, she used the size as the unknown. So she said 7 groups times Z equals 21.
That's good.
And then she said Z is 3.
Oh, that's fine.
Right?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. She didn't set it up necessarily as a division problem, but she knows that the size is 3.
Okay.
And I like the fact that she used an unknown.
Right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really mark her. I'm really concerned about the kids who just put 7 times 3 equals 21.
Gotcha.
So then you have to wonder, like, did they really know what the size was? Okay.
I think one thing like I did notice, and
are we still on glows?
Well, because I took off half a point because a lot of them, I saw some of yours did it. Like
I marked it wrong.
So I said half because
Which
if they knew what the unknown was, they just didn't write in. So I only took off half.
You talking about for number 2?
Yeah, because a lot of them were 8 times 6 equals 48. Now that they're telling us that they know what it is, they just didn't follow the steps.
Okay, maybe I did it wrong because I put 48 divided by 8 equals 6. Is that wrong?
Because it says you have to use a letter.
Yeah, use a
for the
letter.
unknown.
So it'd be 48 divided by C equals 8.
Oh, so I messed up.
So
So it's supposed to be 48 divided by what?
They can pick a letter. It just says a letter for the
It
unknown.
could be
So which
48
one was supposed to be unknown?
Both of them. They had to put the unknown in both.
Wow. So it's supposed to be 48
So
divided by
T times 8 equals 48. 48 divided by 8 equals T.
Oh.